Welcome to the Israel Answers series, connecting Israel, the Bible, and you. Join Susan Michael as she explores timely issues and current events from a scriptural perspective to equip the Christian world with a balanced and biblical response. Be sure to subscribe for future episodes, which will ignite your faith and bring the Bible to life in your everyday world. Now, let's join Susan with your Israel Answers.
Well, welcome to today's Out of Zion podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Susan Michael, and I have with me a lovely guest today that I can't wait to get to know better. I'd like to introduce her to you. Her name is Yasmeen Mazzawi, and that Yasmeen is that the Arabic for Jasmine, or
Yes.
is it the Hebrew?
The Arabic.
The Arabic. So it's Arabic
Both.
for Jasmine. What a beautiful name.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you with us today.
Thank you.
You are from the city of Nazareth, is that right?
That's correct.
The birthplace, or the hometown, I should
Yeah.
say, the hometown of Jesus. And you are here because you're working with Magen David Adom, which in English is the Red Cross of Israel, the Red Star of David for Israel. Before we get into talking about your work, I just want our audience to get to know a little bit about your story, your background. You are an Arab Christian,
Right.
grew up in Nazareth. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity, first of all. I grew up in Nazareth as a young woman. I grew up there. I was born there. I grew up to a family open to cultures, to people, to communities. We had friends from so many religions and backgrounds. And I grew up in Nazareth. This is my hometown. And I started volunteering at Magen David Adom since the age of 15. Yes, I was a very young volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the age of 18, I took the decision to do a national service. So I did a 1-year intensive training for a paramedic course. And then I did 2 years of national service and continued volunteering at Magen David Adom since then. So I've been there for 12 years and 8 years of them a paramedic. And I'm doing it full-time volunteer job.
Full-time volunteer. Wow. And how does that work for you? I mean, volunteer means you're not paid for the work?
Yes.
Wow.
I've been doing that for 12 years. I started as a young volunteer. And till today, I'm doing everything. It's MDA, volunteering. You know that MDA is based on volunteers. We have like 35,000 approximately volunteers and only 10%, which are 3,500 employees.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really special. So, and that shows the spirit in Israel, of the volunteer spirit of for each other, and the commitment to preserving life.
Right.
Is seriously wrong. But let's go back to you. Now, you grew up, what type of church? Is it Catholic?
To the
or
Catholic Church.
Catholic Church. And tell us about for our listeners.
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like growing up in Nazareth and as a Christian Arab and as a minority in Israel. And so could you tell us a little bit about your family, very committed to the state of Israel? Is that the atmosphere you grew up in? And what about your church? And how that became so strong in you that you would volunteer like
Yeah.
this?
Thank you for this question. I think it starts from home. My parents, I grew up on values of loving the other, of giving the other without any return. And I think everything starts from home. So, it started from home. And for my parents, it was very important that I get involved in the Israeli community and feel an integrated part of the Israeli community. Not only, I went to a high school in Nazareth with only Arabs, not Jews. Arabs, also Christians and Muslims, but I wasn't involved in any Jewish community. And for my parents, it was very important as a young woman as a Christian Israeli Arab young woman to get involved and integrated in the Israeli Mosaic, I would call it, because, Israel is very diverse.
Right.
And people are from many different backgrounds in Israel. And for them, it was very important for me as a young woman, minority of the minority, to get involved and in order to bridge the gaps also between communities, right? For example, for me as a Christian Arab and between Arabs and Jews, to bridge the gaps. So in a very authentic way is to integrate and volunteer and get involved with other communities. So I did that, in my own language, very authentically in order to bridge the gaps in my community, starting in a very young age.
And so you see the Magen David Adom as a way of integrating. And
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, they bring together Jews, Arabs, Christians, Muslims, everybody volunteers there, works together.
So by one,
Yeah.
for one mission of saving lives.
Really,
When we get to patients and in emergency cases, rocket attacks, car accidents, we never ask who the patient is. We treat everyone, the same. We never ask who the patient is, any background, community, religion, color, race, gender. Nothing. We treat everyone the same. We try to be, our goal is to be in every spot in the country and serve 24 hours, 7 days a week, and be there for the whole Israeli community and in every spot in order to get to patients as fast as possible, as fast as really
beautiful. So one more question about your family, and then we'll talk more about your work. But so your family, tell us a bit about the background. Have they been there for many centuries? Were they there during 1948, the War of Independence, or did they come from other countries? What's your family background?
My grandparents, I guess they came from different countries, in the Middle East. But my parents were also born in Nazareth and were raised in Nazareth, and all my siblings as well.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, we're very connected to Israel and Nazareth.
So if you've been with Magen David Adom for 12 years now, you were working for them on October the 7th.
Yes.
So do you have a personal story that what were you called up, I guess, and where did you serve and how was that for you?
Yeah. On October 7th, this terrible day, I was supposed to fly to submit my thesis for my master's degree.
What's your master's?
It's an MBA in data analytics.
In what?
MBA and data analytics.
Data analyst.
Yeah. So I was supposed to fly to Germany. It was a dual degree between a Reichman Business School in Israel and Mannheim Business School in Germany. And I was supposed to fly to Germany and submit my thesis. And in the morning at 6:30, as all, Israeli citizens, when we saw the alarms, we understood that there's something unusual here. It's nothing that we saw in the past. And for me, it was very obvious that I'm not going to fly. And I stayed in Nazareth and I called my supervisor so I can go to the station and support. And that's exactly what I did. Just like thousands of other volunteers and employees who did just the same. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And in your work, what's one of the, on that day, on October the 7th, then, where did you serve? Was it up in the north part of the country?
Yes, I was especially up in the north. Many of the teams were headed to the south part of Israel. Yes. I gave the support in the northern part, but it's like, it doesn't really matter where we are geographically in the country, because the ambulance that is closest to the emergency case is the ambulance that goes to this emergency case. So it doesn't really matter where.
And within a few days, then there were missiles coming in from Lebanon. So you were probably very, very busy.
Right.
Many days.
Right.
And it had to have been really terrible things that you saw and had to handle. Instead of asking you about that, let's ask you about what's one of the more rewarding things that you've done in your work with Magen David, someone that you helped, some situation that you were able to really make a difference that was very rewarding for you.
Wow, I love that. I think I have so many stories. which are rewarding. And that's why I love MDA, because this is a satisfaction, a kind of satisfaction that we cannot get from anywhere else. And I love that, saving lives and bringing this smile to people's faces and this energy and light to people as well at their very, let's say, very hard situations they are facing. But I think the first things that came to mind when you asked the question, when I had emergency case on a very young baby, like about 10 weeks old, to the CPR. I think this was like the story that I will never ever forget. It was very challenging. There were many people, and I had to manage the whole emergency case with the family and providing the first aid to this baby, and with the whole teams who were also attending this emergency case, and with the calling center and the helicopter. So it was a very complex one, and the baby has survived this emergency, and he's with us today and alive. I think this is very touching for me. And also during the war, bringing this source of light to people and to families in need, I think these are stories that I will never forget. Very rewarding for me.
Well, what would you like our audience to know about Magen David Adom, or about your work with them, or your life in Israel? What message would you like to convey to them?
Oh, I love that. I would say I would love the audience to know that MDA is an amazing organization. Really, I think all the volunteers and employees would say the same. It's a really great, I would like to say that here, communication is the key word, I would say, because many people in the media don't see this beauty of Israel. And at Magen David Adom, it's a piece of cake of the beauty of the Israeli community. We're all working together for one goal. So I would say the keyword here would be communication. And for the audience that would want to know more about MDA, they can visit our website, savinglivesinisrael.org. Wow,
that's beautiful. Savinglivesinisrael.org. I agree with you. MDA, it's like a little taste of heaven. It's this organization of peace, of all the people of Israel working together to save lives, to better lives, to help in emergencies. And it's a beautiful thing. And we're just so appreciative of getting to know you today. Yeah. The audience can just see your beautiful spirit and love. And we pray God bless you and your work, and bless your family. And may He just use you to extend peace in Israel in your life. So thank you so much for
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for listening in today. And we'll put a link to her website, the savinglivesinisrael.org. And thank you again for listening. God bless. Hey, just give me one more minute. I want to offer you one of our free resources. We have wonderful resources in our show notes. And if you go to our website at ICEJ USA.org/show notes, you'll find links for a number of our free offers. We have downloadables to help root you in Scripture, help you to understand the issues surrounding Israel, and the importance of Christian support for Israel. And don't forget, please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and stay connected. Thank you, and God bless.
We hope you have enjoyed this episode of Out of Zion with Susan Michael. Be sure to subscribe to Out of Zion now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Pray.com, Salem One Place, Salem Life Audio. Out of Zion with Susan Michael is a production of ICEJ USA, all rights reserved.